The headline will be looking pretty Gouda. Love milks the moment. I'm on the Packers, one of my first bets this week.
Yeah.
It was simply against the Jacksonville defense, Colin. They ranked dead last in DVOA.
Yeah.
They're near the bottom of the barrel in almost every other defensive stat. Now, they do get Tyson Campbell, their best cornerback. He's back from injury. But again, it's not like he can lock down. Who do you lock down? Watson? We still got Dobbs.
They don't have
so many weapons. Jaden Reed, don't you love him? That guy's everywhere, super quick. I just think this Green Bay offense will score 30 with ease. Remember Joe Flacco a couple weeks ago in Jacksonville throwing bombs over the top? Like, it's Joe Flacco. Jordan Love is a better quarterback. I think Green Bay easily scores 30. The question is, can the defense get enough stops? And I have to give you the obligatory next week. Green Bay has Detroit. So there is the potential for looking ahead. You know, Jacksonville on the road, crap team. A little concerned with that, but I'm on the Packers -4.
Tomorrow's headlines today, the return of Tua in Miami. Cardinals at Dolphins. I'm really interested. That game is on Fox as well.
Yeah, this was not a great game, but then Tua got ruled in, and it was like, oh, Tua's back, and Tyreek Hill's doing cartwheels. The headline will be, do you remember when Tua came back before November? Yeah, baby, let's go Dolphins. I do not like the Dolphins ever. I'm a Jets fan. I love them this week.
So
I don't want to say load up, kids' college tuition or none of that stuff, but this is a bad spot for Arizona. I just looked at their injury report. 2 starters injured against the Chargers.
Short week,
early start. But this is more about Tua. We remember Tua feasts on these bad teams. Yeah. When he steps up in class, the Buffaloes, the Kansas Cities, he starts to unravel. But against these bad defenses, Colin, he can eat. And I did see a stat. They scored 70 in a game last year. Remember against the Broncos?
Yep.
They have 70 points this season, okay? Without Tua, they didn't top 12 points in a game. It's like Huntley and Tim Boyle and these guys. It was ugly. I think rejuvenated Jalen Waddle. I had to bench him in fantasy for like 3 weeks. Like, he's irrelevant. Tyreek Hill, I think, had 1 or 2 targets through 3 quarters last week. It's like, what are we doing? So you get Tua back. I think Miami wins this, and they get back in the race because guess who they have next week? The Buffalo Bills, and they could get back in the race in the AFC.
I also do think Miami, the locker room's a little disengaged. I think they want to win.
Yeah.
I think they want to make a statement. I think they'd pour it on to kind of like nothing feels better than a blowout win at home.
One more quick stat. Kyler Murray, after a win, okay? He's 0-11 straight up. Has not had back-to-back wins since 2021. So they get a little happy. Maybe Kyler's played a lot of video games this week after the victory. Oh, we're back. Not locked in. I like the Dolphins.
Tomorrow's headlines. I refuse to bet this game because Cleveland is unwatchable. Ravens at the Browns.
I probably should not have gotten involved in this game. I mean, there's a lot of unknown. Divisional matchup, right? Ravens off of a short week. Jameis Winston, what are we expecting from him? The headline will be bird droppings. Brown stains don't wash out easily. I'm sorry, Cleveland. I'm sorry. Just give me the Ravens to win this. Now, the cover is going to be a little tougher at a big number. I'm seeing 8. This was close to 10. Yeah. Some buyback on the Browns because, it's a divisional matchup. I just don't know what I'm getting from Jameis Winston, so I'm like, do I want to get involved with
I would never trust him in a big spot. Also, Baltimore's defense isn't great. But because they always lead, you're always playing from behind, and their pass rush is decent. So it's like, if my defense isn't great, but you're always playing from behind, it makes my defense better.
What do you do with the Ravens? Like, they were up 34-10, and then the defense goes to sleep, which they've been known to do, right? Harbaugh's blown some big leads. Then they give up an onside kick. And it's like, so is this defense that bad? Because Jameis, if you just drive him drop back 50 times, maybe a pick 6, but probably 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm done getting in front of the Ravens. They are, as the kids say, a wagon. I mean, with Henry, I see Zay Flowers is injured. He may not go, but like Mark Andrews, rejuvenated.
Yes.
Catching touchdowns.
Yep.
Ravens to me look like they're as good as the Chiefs or better.
Okay. So I love your courage here. Tomorrow's headlines today. Let me guess. Panthers at the Broncos. Will J-Mac finally join the Bo and Knicks train?
Colin, historically, you bet on double-digit favorites. You're not going to win money long-term. But if you want to get in bed with an 11-point dog, you're probably going to get some fleas. The headline will be Guys, I'm going organics. Bo swears off losses. I had to go with your guy, Bo Nix. Sorry for my Valley girl. It's not really up to snuff here. Folks, this line is insane. However, within the last hour, Carolina Panthers just announced Deontay Johnson is out, will not play. Adam Thielen is out, will not play.
Oh.
You want to go look at the Panthers receivers. You're like, what, Xavier Legette? And some dudes I've never heard of. Colin, it is bleak in Carolina, and you don't want to start the, like, are they tanking? Is there a locker room revolt against Canales? But this offense is dreadful. How do they get 14 points in this game? I don't see a path to success for them with Bryce Young at quarterback. Andy Dalton had the car wreck.
How about Denver?
Listen, can they cover 10.5, 11?
I'm a stay away on this one, but I do think they win.
Admit it, you're a little scared. You don't like to get involved.
Well, I think the story for Denver this year actually hasn't been Bo Nix. They're getting like a real pass rush.
Yeah.
And they didn't add a lot of pieces because they can't afford them because of Russell Wilson's deal. But like Denver's defense is top 5 in the league.
If you want to get exotic, you just pick your defensive player for a defensive touchdown. And that's going to be in play. Patrick Surtain, obviously very good.
All right, tomorrow's headlines today. This was almost a pick for me. The final one I said no on. Giants at the Steelers. I passed. J-Mac won't.
It hasn't been good for me on Monday Night Football games this year. I had the Jets, remember? I had the Bucks. It's just Monday Night Football games are wonky, but I got involved with this one. The headline, will be, won't you be my neighbor? Giant sweater too snug for Steelers. I'll go Malik Neighbors and Daniel Jones. I teased this number earlier. Daniel Jones in prime time. 1-12.
No, he's terrible.
The lights get bright, and Daniel Jones, what are you doing? However, this is a bet against the Steelers being favored by 6. This is the largest spread since Big Ben retired for Mike Tomlin. I don't think they're going to be able to cover that. Outside of that Jets bloodbath in the second half, Steelers don't really run away and hide from anybody. All their games are close because Tomlin plays a conservative brand of football, right? A lot of Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. I'm just hoping the Giants can cook up something. Number one thing should be, hey, we're going to double team TJ Watt. The Jets did a pretty good job on Watt, right? Pretty good until he batted down some passes. But give me the Giants getting 6 in a Monday night game.